Aha!
Yo, it's jam packed, turn the volume to the max. Every episode hitting like a fresh new track. We got the juice, the vibe, the facts. So lean in close, it's time to unpack. Mic check 1, 2, we breaking the mold. Story so bold, got the heat and the cold. From culture to combo, we never play flat. Every beat, every word, yeah, jam packed. J for the jokes, A for the art, M for the moments that hit from the heart, M for the magic, the mind, the map. Put it all together, now you're jam-packed. Tune in, lock in, we're taking you higher. Fuel for your thoughts, spark for your fire. No filler, no fluff, just truth intact. This ain't just a pod, it's jam-packed. Yo, it's jam-packed, turn the volume to the max. Every episode hitting like a fresh new track. We got the juice, the vibe, the facts. So lean in close, it's time to unpack.
Andrew, do you know who Chase Young is?
Yeah, of course.
No. My point is, I don't either.
Hey, Drew,
These
it's your
defensive
boy.
teams. Kate Cunningham, what? Mike, just concede, man. It was about not being in the play-in, bro. Just concede. Just concede already.
We're back
What's going
with
on
another.
with Mike's video?
I know.
Oh, snap. What is up, Jam Packed? Welcome back to another episode. I'm MK, I'm your host. As always, I have no clue what I'm doing, so we're just going to wing it. That's just usually how we do it around here. You know him as the J in Jam. Let's bring in our boy, John M83. What's up, my guy? How you doing?
What's up, brother? How we doing?
Oh, chilling. And if there's not, I mean, if Jay is a good thing, you kind of want two. So let's bring in another one. We know our guy Jack Speed.
What's up, boys?
What is cracking, my guy? Welcome back down to California, good sir.
Yeah, let's go. Good to be back.
I love it. Wild week in sports. Let's see. Rory McIlroy ends up winning his 4th title. Green coat. Didn't take it off. Congrats to him. For those who follow golf, I try to. I can only do it for about the front 9, back 9. I'm just shankopotamus. It goes. I'm trying to figure it out. If you got any tips, let me know. Let's move on to the MLB right now. The league leading 11-4 Dodgers are up 4-0 against the Mets. They are now in the end of the 7th, so going into the 8th inning. Rangers are up 8-1 against the A's, the soon-to-be Las Vegas A's. Mariners get the win 6-2 over the Astros. Orioles win 9-7 over the Diamondbacks. Phillies get the win over the Cubs 13-7. Let's see, Pirates get the win 16-5 over the Nationals. There are so many baseball teams. The Yankees get the 11-10 win over the Angels. That's a high-scoring game. 11-10 is wild. Let's see, Marlins get the 10-4 win over the Braves. Twins get the 13-6 win over the Red Sox. Let's see, and the Guardians get the 9-3 win over the Cardinals. All right. You want anything to add to that, John? You got any MLB insight you want to add to that before we kind of move on? No, didn't think so.
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to say is hitters are hitting this year. I think it's great for the sport. I think it's rough for the pitchers, but that's okay. Fans want to see home runs and great plays, and so I think every year the batters, or I think the rules kind of favor the batters, and that's a good thing for the sport. So that's why the scores are high. But yeah, 11-4 Dodgers. Let's go, boys in blue.
You don't think people want to see Nolan Ryan anymore?
I mean, so there's a big hype for like Paul Skeens, right? And for the ace pitchers. But I think after that, it's like, people want to see baseball and they want to see big hits.
Fair enough. Do you have anything to add, Jack?
Dude, no, I don't.
That's all right. That's completely okay.
I need to follow baseball more, man. I do. Like my uncle, he's a scout for the A's, but that's my only claim to fame. I'm just like, I need to follow it better.
My problem is I don't follow it much either. I have a hard time watching it on TV. I would much rather watch a game live.
Yeah,
and definitely. I don't know if it's just different atmosphere, whatever. Like maybe I'm just too used to fast moving sports, and maybe that's my hiccup. But yeah, I mean, I just don't follow it as much as I probably should. Nothing wrong with that though. Let's move on to the NBA play-in. Starting up. Okay, so here's the NBA playoff bracket. I want to know, and I'm gonna put this up kind of
let's go
here on the screen. And if you're watching, I'm gonna put up this poll here. I want to know exactly. Let's stop that one. Let's start this one. I want to know exactly which NBA play-in matchup are you looking forward to. So if you're in the chat, make sure you type each number in the chat, right? If you're looking forward to the Heat Hornets, type 1, Blazers Suns, type 2, Magic Sixers, type 3, or the Warriors Clippers, type 4. Which matchup are you looking forward to, guys?
Man, this is a tough one, dude. For me, I'm looking at both 9-10 matchups. I love both of these. Like, I love for the East. I mean, I love the Heat Hornets just because the Hornets are such a young, exciting team to watch, But I'm like, I just think the veteran experience of the Heat is going to be fun to watch, how they balance each other. But I think the one I'm most looking forward to is the Clippers Warriors, just because you got Kawhi and Steph going at it, in a winner go home scenario. So I think it'll be a good one.
I mean, I'm a huge Clipper fan, so that one's in my first thought is the Clippers Warriors, and just hoping that we can at least get past the play-in to be able to play. And then I like the Blazers and Suns matchup. Like, I think the Blazers are doing their thing this year, and I think they have a pretty formidable team. And I think the Suns, with Booker and crew, always kind of hang around. So, I mean, that's the other game I'm looking at.
Let's see. I'm going to add. Oh, yeah. Let's go. I'm going to add those in there. John, you also picked 4, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to add that one in there too for us. I think that matchup is the most compelling out of all of them. I don't know. I don't necessarily see much competition coming out of the East. Although, like, Indiana, Indy surprised everybody last year, right? Like,
True.
So, and that created a lot of hype. And so, I mean, who knows who, if there were a Cinderella team to come out and just put on a flat out show, who would you bet on out of these playing teams? Who would you bet on? And how deep do you think they can take that run? I'll give you a moment to think about that. You know me, I always think about the thinkers here.
Yeah. No, I think this is tough. I mean, I'll pick one from each conference. I think I don't know. I think I'm just high on the 10 seeds, I guess. Like I think for the East, I would say the Heat have the best shot out of
Super
those four.
Solis is Hornets. Okay. Okay.
Just because I mean, I think they make it out of the play-in tournament. I think they make it to the 8 seed, but it's tough. I just like, the trio that they have of Hero with Powell and Adebayo. I think they can do a little
Yeah.
bit damage. Plus, if they get that matchup with the Pistons, then I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people are kind of overlooking the Pistons right now, which I think the Pistons are great, but I still am kind of skeptical of them just because of, just because of their lack of the experience that some of their players have, and they've been a great regular season team, but I don't know. I think the Heat could potentially knock the Pistons off. I don't think it'll happen, but I think they have a decent shot at it. And then in the West, I like the Suns, but I'd probably have to go with the Clippers too, just because of the mix of veteran and young
Okay.
guys. I think the Clippers could potentially go on a run as well.
John?
All right, so I'll start with the Clippers because they started out 6-21, boys, and they made it to the play-in, right? So I'm going to say they have a shot at being able to do it. So I won't spend too much time there. But I'm gonna agree with Super Sole, and I like the Hornets. Like I just wish they could string it together consistent, right? But they have the players to do it. They have the roster to do it. It's an exciting young roster that can do a ton of things. Just if they can just be consistent. So I mean, if I had to put money on it, I'll go the 9 seeds and I'll go Clippers and Hornets.
Nice. I like it. I absolutely like it. There's a bunch of I don't know, weirdness going on with the awards. I had saw this thing, and Jack, I asked you this last week. I asked you guys this last week, and I kind of want to get your opinion. Okay. Sorry, John. Let me move that so it's not over your face. My bad. Here we go.
There we go.
In order to be eligible to for an award in the NBA, you have to play a minimum of 65 games. There is that. There's a huge debate right now of do they need to? I'm going to give you 4 players. Okay, I'm not going to tell you their names. I'm going to give you 4 players. Actually, maybe I should. I'm going to give you 4 players, and I'm going to tell you how many minutes they played. Okay, and you tell me if they should be eligible for awards or not. Okay, we're going to start off with Luka. Played 2,289 minutes. Think he should play? Or think he should be eligible for an award? Possibly.
I mean,
yeah,
I just know the thing is I know that he didn't meet the game threshold, So
yeah,
I'm like,
exactly. Okay, so let's go to Cade Cunningham. 2,150 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Also not eligible. Let's go with Ant-Man. Played 2,137 minutes. Played, not suited up for, played. Okay. Also not eligible. You know who is eligible? This player that played 1,866 minutes.
Wow.
Anybody want to guess who that player is?
Is it Wemby?
It is Wemby.
Wow.
It is Wemby.
Yeah,
so
that is interesting.
So I mean, you're looking at 400 less minutes played than Luka, right? 300 less than Cade, and Ant. Oh, that it's wild to me. It does the league have to look into that? Because I swear this is a Popovich thing, and I'm gonna make sure he's eligible for this award, but I'm also gonna limit. I mean, you can't tell me they're not limiting his minutes.
Yeah,
he's not playing as much as some guys have, obviously, that are leading their team. But at the same time, I think Popovich is using that to his advantage. Okay, we're gonna make sure he's eligible, but at the same time, we want him healthy for the playoffs. Does the league change that?
I mean, I think you have to, right? So if you take a look at Ant-Man, who is, I'm not gonna say the face of the NBA, but like definitely up there, right? Luka, who's definitely up there. Like you can't have these players not be eligible for awards, and these are like superstars, right? And Cade, I mean, give Cade his flowers, Drew.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're at, but I'm gonna keep say that forever to you. But give Cade his flowers. Cade crushed it this year, and there's nobody that can tell me he didn't. So I do think it needs change. And if anything, you go off of minutes versus games.
Chat, you guys are a part of this too. That poll down there at the bottom, the NBA player eligibility for awards is 65 games. Type 1 if you think they should keep it the same. Type 2 if you think it needs changes. I honestly think they need changes. I'm more curious on what everyone else thinks. How would you change it, Jack? If it does need changes, because obviously I think it does, but if you had the chance to change it, how would you mold that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think I'm with John too. I'm with both of you guys on this. Just because I like the game threshold, having these players required to suit up for a certain amount of games, because load management is a big issue. That's why this rule was originally put into place, right? But
right.
At the same time, when you line up these minute stats of, hey, this guy that's played in 64 games, has like 400 more minutes than a guy that played 65 and is eligible. So it's like, well, if you look at the minutes, then it's obviously, Lucas should be, eligible for an award. So yeah, it's tough, man, because, I think if you base it off a minutes restriction, then it's like, well, at least you're going, I don't know, maybe minutes would be more effective, because then, teams have to plan out like across season. It's like, well, you have to average this many minutes per game, or you just have to, play in this many games, for an average of this many minutes, that kind of thing. So maybe we'll see better load management around that if, there's a minutes limit instead, because then just by default, maybe we'll see them in the same or more amount of games, that kind of thing, and they'll still be playing the amount of minutes that they need to. So I don't know. It's a tough fix, but I do think it needs at least some fixes.
Yeah, I think there has to be some kind of adjustment. I just don't know what the solution is. I mean, same thing with the All-Star games. Like, there's got to be some change. Got to be some change. Okay, I saw this stat earlier today, and I thought this was absolutely wild. And I want to get your guys' opinion on this. Okay, so there is an insane NBA stat that last year, the favorites last year, the money line favorites from last year, their win-loss record was 853 wins, 377 losses. What? Okay, so you actually, if you honestly bet like $50 on every single favorite, you probably could have came out with like 23 grand.
That's great.
Okay, because they won 60 some odd % of the time. Here's the interesting stat though. Do you want to know what that record is on favorites this year?
So this is favorites on like every single regular season game, right?
Every single regular season game. Yeah. As far as the favorites go, what do you think their win-loss records were?
Was it like 55% win percentage or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say 52%.
Okay. It is exactly the same as last year. 853 wins, 377 losses. I am not kidding you. It is the exact same. Wow. Now, here's what was crazy is that okay, there was a little bit of shift. There were more wins, and with the last couple of games left, what do you know? These Cinderella team. Hey, we need to add some more compelling stories right before the playoffs. Let's get into this play-in and boost some of this. But to have the exact same record from last year to this year was wild to me. Absolutely wild. Like, dude, I need to just start betting $50 on every game.
Yeah, just about to say that's what we learned. We're gonna make some money. So
if I'm winning 60% of the time, what do I care?
Yep.
If I can guarantee I'm winning 60% of the time, whatever. I'm taking less money, but at the end of the day, I'm making something. Oh man. So yeah, that was my what just happened stat of the week. What just happened? There's no way you can't. There are so many things that the NBA, the league has just done that you can't convince me otherwise. That like, no, we definitely have control of what's going on.
Yeah, good.
Speaking of, with that said, who do you think is getting the number one draft pick this year?
I know, yeah. Who's up for it? We got the Wizards, we got the Nets. Those are like the leaders right now.
Yeah, who has lost the majority of their talent? I'm gonna go with that team.
Yeah.
What team is gonna lose all the? Are we looking at maybe the Bucks? They look like they're gonna probably lose Giannis. If they lose Giannis, I mean they're losing Doc Rivers. I don't think. Can you convince a good coach to come in? And I think the Bucks have kind of severed ties with the way they've treated Giannis, but that's just me.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Bucks, dude. Like, because like we saw, I mean, there have been multiple reports that have come out about all of these trades that the Bucks rejected, right? Which definitely makes sense because when I was looking at all these mock trades and everything for Giannis, I was like, yeah, none of this is really worth it, because I mean, Giannis is, you could argue he's the best player in the world when he's actually, on the court. So it's like, it's such a tough decision. But, if you're the Bucks at this point, it's like, well, instead of letting him walk, because he has I think he has 1 year left on his deal, right? So, I mean, if you're the Bucks, you want to at least get some value for him instead of letting him just walk in free agency, right? So
you've got to.
Yeah, you gotta make something like that. But like in other news for those teams that are up there in the draft, I mean the Pacers with just how they were able to tank this year and do a good job at it, right? Which I can't wait for some kind of regulations to be put in place for tanking because it is just ridiculous. But like the Pacers, they're gonna be nice next year, man, because like with the guys that they have coming back, Halliburton, now you have Zubats in there, right? You got these, Siakam's still there. And then just depending on how you build around those guys, if you bring in a top 3 draft pick, right, whether it be Peterson, Devonta, Boozer, maybe Acuff, like whoever they bring in, dude, like the Pacers they're going to be a threat next year. It's going to be crazy to see just how much of a turnaround they're going to experience because of, how much they tanked this year.
Yeah. You want to know who scares me though? Is OKC because they still have a lot of draft capital.
Oh yeah,
they do.
Like, oh man, if anybody could make a big move, OKC has they have the talent and the draft picks to do so.
And if they want, they could trade a few of their picks to get up there into a top 3 pick kind of thing, and then just draft another superstar. Bring Devonta on with Shea and Chet and all those guys.
That's
and it's
wild.
Like, oh my gosh, now they have another superstar on their team.
It's just wild the amount of draft capital they have. Ah, poor Lakers. Poor Lakers. I actually think that if I know what LeBron wants to do with this whole like farewell tour thing. Do you think here we go. Do you think LeBron's farewell tour will be just as big as maybe Kobe's?
I would think so. I think it's got to be, yeah. If not, I mean, it's got to be same, if not bigger. Just because of, I mean, I think it's been drawn out a little bit, right? Like I think he should have probably had it this year already, but because he can still turn it on at times, and he's done well. The last week of the regular season carrying the Lakers without Reeves and Luka, but I think it'll be a pretty big deal.
What do you think, John?
No, I 100% agree with Jack and everything he said. Like, I think it's either going to be the same or bigger. We just have a ton of Laker fans that love them for better or worse. And like Jack said, he can still turn it on at times, and he can take over a game. I know he has to right now, but he can take over a game when he needs to, and that's still pretty good at his age. And I think he's put on a show, and I think it's well deserved, right? I think it's well deserved for him because he's, like top 3 player of all time, in my opinion.
I like that you said top 3 and not the
100%.
Thank you.
100% top 3, top 5 maybe.
I felt like that could have been possible rage baiting that right there. You said what? The podcast is actually looking forward to the Clippers Warriors matchup. We're actually going to go and try to catch the game. I still don't know if we're going to be live during that time or not. I'm still trying to work out those logistics, but looking forward to getting together. That'll be a lot of fun. Let's see. You guys excited about anything? You know what I'm not excited about? So I get a lottery spot for, buying tickets. The Olympics are going to be out here in LA. Got a lottery spot, to get tickets. My time frame comes along. I'm like, oh, cool. They're advertising like $28 tickets, whatever. So I go in, I'm like, it'd be cool to take my girls to see some of these sports, whatever. And I'm logging in. I could not find a single $28 ticket, number one. Okay. Number two, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, like it's all like categorized. Okay, what do I want to see? Oh, all right, well, let's see. Let me see what the like opening and closing ceremonies look like. Opening ceremonies completely sold out. All right. Okay. Well, what about the cheapest ticket for like closing ceremony? Do you know how much that closing ceremony ticket was posted online when at the time frame I logged in at? $4,900 per ticket, bro. I'm like, there ain't no way. Girls, would say that again.
Is that for 2028? The Summer
Yeah.
Olympics?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, you got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. I'm like, well, if the opening ceremonies are that much, like, let me look at some of these events. I'm like looking at World Cup. Oh, well, that's not going to happen. Okay, that's going to be way too expensive. I'm like, okay, well, what about all the NBA games? Like, what's going on there? And then I had to realize, like, oh shoot, some of these games aren't even in LA. They're like in San Jose. I'm like, oh crap. Okay, well, not buying the ticket to go to there. Let's see. Let's go finals. Nope. Okay, that's too expensive. Let's go semifinals. Nope, that's too expensive. Okay, what about quarters? $450 per ticket, bro. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'd rather go to an NFL game. I know the Raiders are going to lose. I'll still buy that ticket for myself just because I know of what I'm expecting here. I know who's playing for the Raiders. I know who's playing for the opposite team. I have no idea who half of these Olympians are going to be, let alone, okay, what are the chances that I'm even going to see Team USA if I buy basketball? I have no idea. We don't know if they're going to make it to the semis or even to the finals. So I could be watching, Serbia and France play for all we know. But so I'm like scrolling up the cheapest ticket that I could possibly find was $60 per ticket. And it was for like equestrian, horseback riding, whatever. I'm like, ain't no way. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'll spend my $60 on a nice meal, take it home, and then watch the Olympics from home.
That's fair.
It's just absolutely wild. So then, I'm like griping about the prices for the tickets, and I get online, and the first video I see, I swear our phone listens to us. First video I see is this dude from LA. He's like, America, I love you, But I just tried to purchase tickets for the Olympics, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be good. He's like, it was cheaper for me to fly to Paris and get good seats for a really good event than it is for me to drive 10 minutes here in LA to watch a game that I don't necessarily want to watch and have horrible seats. Like, oh yeah, that's not good. That's not a good look. It's not a good look. I don't know who's paying those prices, man. If you do, y'all need to sponsor this podcast because, I mean, clearly you guys got money to just throw away.
Wow.
I mean, bro hasn't paid his electric bill in I don't know how long. Not only is he out of lights, I mean, like, you can't even see him on the podcast anymore. Bro, you're killing me, my guy. Anywho, that's my gripe of the week.
Oh my gosh.
Like, okay. Here I thought I was gonna do something nice for my kids, and like, nope, ain't happening. It was all about the money. I'm like, and what's even crazier is the guy in charge of all the ticket prices was rambling on about how they're at market standard prices and blah blah blah. The fees are very actually cheaper than the event the event value themselves. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. They know we gotta pay for gas, right? Like gas is like $6-7 now. They're like, I can't do that, man. Come on. Y'all are killing me. Oh my gosh. Anywho, moving on. Let's move on. We got, unless you guys want to keep going with NBA. No?
I'm good.
Good on the NBA. What about the NFL? Everybody wants to talk NFL. I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. The NFL draft is coming up. Let's go. It's winding down. The countdown begins. Raiders are still on the clock, even though everyone knows that they're taking Mendoza. I don't think there's any question there. That is the Raiders' biggest need on the team is quarterback. So even with the signing of Kirk Cousins, that is still their biggest need. Is at quarterback. So there is no question they're probably going to pick up Mendoza unless somebody comes through with just a massive haul of draft picks and talent. I don't see the Raiders dropping back. Unfortunately. I mean, unless the Jets or somebody come up with that. Have you guys seen any hype coming out of your guys' camp? Eagles camp, Niners camp?
So I had a question for Jack.
Oh yes.
So it's kind of a two-part question. So the first part is, how do you feel about getting Dontavian Wicks? Do you think that helps? Do you think it hurts? What do you think
hurts? No pun intended.
There you go.
I didn't think about it.
No, man. I mean, I like it. I think it's a good addition. I mean, I don't think, it's just. Yeah, it's interesting, the Eagles situation going into next season because I think the offense will be different, with a new offensive coordinator, yet another one. But I think it'll be nice to have some new pieces because the receiver room is looking pretty good. I mean, at least in my opinion, as an Eagles fan, it's, as of right now, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, right, Wicks and Hollywood Brown, like that's a solid 4 receiver room right there.
It is.
So, I'm liking it a lot more than it was already last year, which is, a great start.
And the second part to that is what do we think the Packers are doing? So they get rid of Romeo Doubs, they get rid of Wicks. Does that leave room for Matthew Golden to kind of take over this year, or does it kind of pave a way and maybe hint at their first a pick this year in the draft at possibly getting a receiver to fill the void? What do we think?
Do we still feel like Jordan Love is the guy?
I think so. I like Jordan Love.
Well, I think Jordan Love is better than half of the league, but do we feel like he's the guy? Like is he the answer? Will he take them? Would you take Jordan Love in an NFC Championship game? Yeah, see, the hesitation says it all.
Yes, like I mean, I'm not like extremely, like if we're saying out of all the quarterbacks in the NFC, Jordan Love over, all those guys, I don't know if I would say that necessarily, but I would feel pretty good about my team being led by Jordan Love. I don't know. I like his passing ability. Like I think he's continued to grow over the years, and he's just, like he can be mobile when he needs to, but he's also a good passer. I don't know. At least to me, I'm okay with my team being led by Jordan Love in the championship game.
So okay. I think that's a fair point. I think what we're going to see is the answer to that question within the next 2 years, and the reason for that is I did like the Packers. I'm probably one of the few people that only like the Packers receiving core that they had while he was there. So now that they're going to rebuild, if he can do what he did before, then I would say yeah. But right now, Caleb Williams or Jordan Love, like I'm probably going with Caleb Williams. And I think that's harder for me to say because I don't think I was as high on him as others were the last couple of years. But if we take a look at the film and we take a look at the stats, like it don't lie. So, I do think Jordan Love has an uphill battle. I think they need to be consistent with their run game. But I mean, if they can get a couple more pieces around him and he has a chance to kind of do what he's been doing, then the answer is yes. I just feel like the jury's still out because I don't think he's had a very impressive season. I think he's had a couple good seasons with a couple good receivers.
That's fair.
I think Ben Johnson definitely helped unlock Caleb Williams, right? Like he was able to make Jared Goff look like an elite quarterback. By far was able to do that with Caleb Williams. Outside of the Bears going 11-6 last year, everybody else in that division was 9-8, with the exception of Green Bay, who was 9-7 with a tie against Dallas, and that's what put them into second place in that division. Had they not, tied, who knows if they would have been 10-7 or 9-8 like the rest of the league or the rest of their division. My issue is, okay, well, you kind of got to play better than 9-8 in order to be competitive in your division.
Yep.
I'm like, Minnesota's not going anywhere. They've made moves to, get a little bit better. I think Kyler Murray pairing up with Kevin O'Donnell is an actual good pairing. We know Kyler's got, some skill there. I'm sure Kevin O'Donnell will keep him more accountable to then and have to answer to, his mistakes, where I don't think he had to do that in Arizona.
Sure.
There wasn't much competition. Like, who are you competing against in Arizona? Nobody. I'm like, you lost out to Jacoby Brissett, for crying out loud, like this. So, and I think at that point, Arizona was just kind of fed up. Look, the time just ran its course. We're done with you now. But Minnesota's not going anywhere. Dan Campbell's still gonna, his teams are gonna constantly be gritty. We know we're gonna get physicality out of that team. Whether they figure it out on the offensive end, that's a different story. But that game's gonna be hard fought. I just don't know if Green Bay actually has what it takes. Can they play a physical game against Detroit? Maybe. I think adding Micah Parsons, definitely helped.
Yeah.
But now they lost Quay Walker. Yeah. Oh no, that's not good. That's a run stopper right there. Like, okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I think that I do think that Jordan Love is better than half of the league. quarterback wise, but I just thought it was interesting that like, do I necessarily have I built a team around him, around his skill set?
Sure.
You know, I don't know that yet. I don't know that quite yet. They definitely needed to be better on defense.
Yes.
Adding Josh Jacobs a couple of years ago, I mean, that was awesome for them. I hated that the Raiders let go of Josh Jacobs. Like, he was a Raider running back. Physical, downhill, always ended the play going forward, not backwards. Yeah, dude, I just don't know. Anyways. Do we think, and this will be this will be kind of up for discussion, where Giants ended up at 4-13 last year, new head coach, obviously in Harbaugh, great additions in the offseason. Where do we think they line up in their division? Do you think they have a chance to compete against the Eagles, or even second place in your guys' division?
Yeah, it'll be an interesting race for the division title next season, man. Like, I don't think there's like a clear last place team anymore going into next season, because I mean, as long as the Commanders can, stay healthy, and then I think the Commanders are going to be a problem, just like they were, their first year with Jaden Daniels. But so I'm like, well, Commanders could do it. The Cowboys have, at least their main guys coming back, right? But it's the Cowboys, so I don't think they'll be, I mean, I think they'll be able to do a decent job, but I don't think they'll be, too much of a threat. But and then you have the Giants, right? It's the Giants are interesting because I think a lot of people, right? A lot of people are high on them because of all these offseason additions, which, I am kind of too, just because, they have the young talent, but then now you're bringing in a lot of new guys, a lot of new veteran pieces, right? A lot of them from the Ravens, including the head coach, right? So, you have a proven track record with a few of those guys. So I'm like, I'm interested to see how it works out, because I do think the Giants will take a big step forward. I just don't know how far forward it'll be, but I do think that they'll at least be able to compete for second place in the division. I'm not sure where they'll end up, but I think they'll be, in that ballpark. I definitely think they'll have improved quite a bit.
John, what do you think?
So I'm not as high on the Commanders as I think some others are. And while I think Jaden Daniels is great, I think I'm going to create a word here, their implodability amongst themselves doesn't make it great, right? So I actually think the Giants can leapfrog at least the Commanders. I think they're I think if they do well offensively, I think they can even do at least as good or possibly better than the Cowboys. I still think the Eagles are the number one team in the division. But I do like their pieces that they have, and I also like their front line. Like, I think they have a really good defensive front line that's very that's not talked about as much as I think that they should. I don't think it's underrated. I think people know that the Giants have a good defensive line, but it just doesn't get talked about enough. And with their defensive additions, they're going to be kind of scary, and so I really do think they can hang. I think they'll take one game from the Eagles, when they play against each other. I do. I think there's a possibility that they could take a game from the Cowboys, and I think that they'll own the Commanders, but we'll have to see. But I'm actually very, very high on the Giants. I think they're at least an 8-8 team with the team that they have now, or at least the capability. Now they got to stay healthy, right? Scadabo's got to be able to play, 12 to 13 games. I think Neighbors has to play 12 to 13 games too. And I think Jackson Dart did well last year, but I'd love to see him pass just a little bit more, right? Just like a second or two more in the pocket if he can. Because I think he's got plenty of receivers that he can throw to now. And even some second and third string guys that look great on paper. So I really think this team has the pieces. They just got to see if they can string it along.
Is there a team? And we'll wrap up with this question because I'll give you guys a minute to think about it. Is there a team right now in the NFL that if they hit in the draft, that it could propel them into the playoffs. That weren't in the playoffs last year, i.e., like a Baltimore or Cincy, maybe even Indy. I won't go Raiders quite yet. I don't think they're quite there yet. But is there a team like that you're looking forward to? That like, dude, if they add the right pieces, this team could possibly go into the playoffs. I mean, I think there are quite a few teams that could probably do that. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts before I give my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'll start with I agree with you, Mike. I think there's multiple teams that could do that. Just looking at all the teams that were eliminated last year, because there are a lot of teams that didn't make the playoffs that should have, or that will, I think, even without the draft. But just to name a few of those guys, like the Colts will be an interesting situation just because they got off to such a hot start last season, but now, if you're able to, do decent in the draft and then kind of resume from where you were from that hot start, then I think the Colts should be able to get there. I think the Ravens will be there without the draft. I don't think the draft matters for them, but I think they, as long as Lamar Jackson is healthy, man, I think they obviously need to make a few improvements on the defensive side of the ball, especially with how rough of a start they were off to last season.
Yeah.
But I think the Ravens will be another team in there. I think the Bengals, the Chiefs obviously will be in there because, they just Chiefs are always going to be in there. I mean, it was just a weird year, with Mahomes getting injured and, all the unfortunate losses they had. But I think the Bengals are another team that could potentially be in there. They just, obviously they're going to need some major help on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
But, in the NFC side, you got the Lions, the Bucks. I think the Falcons as well are another team that could make a big jump up there. I really like the Falcons defense. I think they have pieces in all the right places. I think the real weakness, I think the only real weakness that the Falcons have right now is quarterback. I'm not high on Tua. I just don't think he's, a quarterback that can lead his team deep into the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see, but I think the only thing holding the Falcons back at least is the quarterback position.
Before I get to you, John. Okay, Jack, you're a GM of a team. You just, you signed a big quarterback in Kirk Cousins. You weren't quite all that thrilled about it, so you end up drafting Penix. Okay, who was injury prone? Okay, look, we're gonna move on from Penix or from Cousins. Let's offload him, and let's sign another quarterback. Do you go with another injury prone quarterback to back up your injury prone quarterback? That makes no sense to me, but makes absolutely no sense to me. Anyways, John, go ahead. Who do you think? Who do you think is right around the corner?
So I think Jack named all of them, but I definitely think the Chiefs are jumping right back in. Because they're not too many pieces away. When you have Patrick Mahomes at the helm, as long as he can stay healthy, anything's possible. And I hate saying that because I hate the Chiefs, but I think I think they're just an amazing team led by an amazing coach. So you can never count the Chiefs out. And I was gonna pick the Falcons too. I was like, oh, please don't pick the Falcons, but he picked them. So it's for everything Jack said. Everything he said. The defense is amazing. Not that Brian Robinson's a great pickup, but I think it allows a different style of a 1-2 punch with Bijan and Brian Robinson, where Bijan's going to carry the load, but I also think Brian Robinson can punch you in the mouth. I think our offensive line didn't help him as much as basically they should have in order to get some gaps open for him, and I think that the Falcons have a really good chance of being able to do that. So I'm actually really excited about their 1-2 tandem for their running game. And I really like their wide receivers. I think, like you said, Jack, the only real weakness that the Falcons have is at quarterback, and that's going to be rough. But hopefully they figure it out, and they can kind of turn it on early. But their defense can keep them in games, so I think they have a pretty decent chance there. I would also say the Giants, but again, it's just because I'm so high on all the picks that they have, or their pickups that they had. And I think they're going to be able to pick well. I think if they can put a bunch of players together that can gel quickly, it might not be this year, but I think they can at least get pretty close to an 8-8, right? And I think that's a huge win for the Giants. And who knows, in some of these divisions, 8-8 might just get you there. So not really sure if that'll be the tipping point for them, but super high on the Giants as well.
I do have some questions. You both have mentioned the Chiefs. I do have some questions with the Chiefs. Number one, will Patrick Mahomes be ready to go at the beginning of the season? Okay, because if he doesn't, their backup is Justin Fields. Okay, we still have Andy Reid, but Justin Fields still has to make the right decision. Number two, they revamped their entire running back room. So no Pacheco, no Kareem Hunt. They're going with K9. Enough said, right? But he also has had some injuries. And DeMarcado. Number three, their veteran wide receiver is no longer there, right? It used to be Juju, then Juju left, and then Juju came back. Now you got Rashee Rice, Worthy, and Tyquan Thornton as your starting three receivers. Kelsey's back on another 1 year. They still have Noah Gray, but they also lost one of their tackles, one of their main tackles, one of their their linemen called for the most holding calls in the NFL. I don't know how to put that into words, but he's also gone. So now we got to worry about protection because it wasn't all. I mean, I'm going to go on a limb and say he holds every single play and is offsides almost every single play. You go to any of the Chiefs, any of the Chiefs highlights and you watch that one guy and he is offsides. Not only lined up offsides, but is offsides in his kicks. Yeah, in his kick step before anybody else. I'm like, how are we just letting this go? Like,
how does he just get away with this all the time?
And I do question how they're going to look in their secondary because they lost all their secondary as well. Sure. So, although, yes, they have two amazing coordinators. I'm not taking any away from the coaching. The coaching is absolutely amazing in KC, but there are a lot of questions going into the season as far as who's going to step up on both sides of the ball, honestly. So, yeah. I love questioning it because, that just means the Raiders get to, let's go. Come on, Raiders.
Hey, give them some hope.
The NFL is always better when the Raiders are doing good. I just need you relevant. That's all I'm asking for. Relevant. I grew up with you relevant all the way up until 2002. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. It's been a while. It's been a lot of rebuilding years. I don't want to hear about rebuild. Let's go. Let's be relevant. That's all I care about.
Do it now, man.
Come in with that Mike Vrabel, turnaround and go 14-3 like the Patriots did. That'd be awesome.
It'd be great.
I don't think that'll happen, but it'd be nice to dream. I can dream. Leave me alone. I can dream. Oh, it's too funny. If you're still watching, please subscribe to us on YouTube at JAMM Packed Podcast. Click on that notification button to view us live. We are live every Monday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at JAMM Packed Podcast. You can hit us up on Instagram. I do actually respond. If you want to be a guest speaker on our podcast and defend your team, we will roast you till no end. Unless you're, cheering for one of our teams, then we might not roast you as bad. If you're looking for some amazing sports content, shorts on YouTube, hit up Jack SB at Jack SB. He always puts out some fabulous content. Jen and I are going to be hunting up a couple of card shops before we go back to another card show. So, for those still looking for cards, let us know. Hit us up on Instagram. We got you. I found out that the other day that one of our mutual friends, John, is getting into Pokemon cards. So I'm like, all right, perfect. Let's go.
Got plenty of them.
And I'm debating. I am debating on going on the PS5 and challenging some of you mofos who think you're better than Madden than me. I'm tell you right now, like I'm gonna tell you right now. Though, so there is this thing, and I always talk to it with John. I'm like, just look at the defense in the shell, and you tell me what you see, and I'll tell you what coverage they're going to be in, because that's where I'm going to throw the ball. Like depending on what you end up throwing, I'll take whatever you give me, because I know what I'm looking for. Right? You realize that if you're a receiver, and this is just from playing days, okay? So as a receiver, if I look at the corner carding me, and the safety, and the near side linebacker, and create that triangle, if that triangle is an equilateral triangle or an isosceles triangle, they are in cover 2. You realize that? If at any point, let's say, in a cover 3, the triangle looks different. It looks like an obtuse triangle. Okay, so what happens is that near safety has to roll into the box for run support, right? And now he's the near backer, and my near safety is now in the middle of the field. That angle is a lot wider. I know now you're either playing man cover 1 or cover 3, depending on the corner. If the corner's up and bump and run, I'm assuming man cover 1.
Wow.
If he's playing off a little bit, and if he's angled to the outside leverage, I'm assuming cover 3 all day. Easy enough, right? I can recognize a triangle.
Oh.
Just a little tidbit for you. Don't next time you watch a game, figure out what triangles you're looking at.
Yeah, I gotta brush up on my triangles, bro. I don't even know what these triangles are anymore.
I love it. So, and here's the other tidbit. On the offensive side, they will window dress. They want their linebackers. The linebackers is that second level, right? They are trying to bait the second level to step up and guard the flat defenders, so that we can throw the over route right behind you, because they've already taken the top off with the deep route, right? Your speedy guy is running a fade. He's running a jet. He's running downfield. He's moving the secondary completely further back. The back, or the flat, the flat route, whether it's a 5-yard out, whether it's, a bubble, whatever it is supposed to bait the flat defender. Usually the outside linebacker. If not, then it's, then it's the safety that's rolled up into the box. If he steps up and let's say the first time I go, you drop back 10 yards, 15 yards, usually it's about a 15-yard cap, right? I don't want you dropping further back than 15 yards, because now you're leaving too much room for the underneath routes. If I hit that underneath route, and I hit that underneath route on play 3, guess what? I'm faking that underneath route, because you're going to jump that route, and I'm throwing the 15-yard over route right behind you, because the guy that's going long is taking the corner. Okay, so what I'm creating as an offense is a high-low. I'm high-lowing the backer, and I'm high-lowing the corner or safety. I'm putting you in a dilemma. You have to choose whether you're gonna bite on the flat route, or try to stay disciplined on the over route. You're gonna give me 15 yards, or you're gonna give me 5. If I take the 5, I'm hoping my guy makes the first guy miss and gets at least 8 or 10. Okay. And that's how if you watch, that's how offenses are normally designed. You look at pass plays, and most zone beaters are layered. You got your underneath, your middle routes, and your up top. If that corner bites on the over route, because we've killed him on the 15 yards, 15 yards, 15 yards, and he bites on the over route, by fades wide open, touchdown, game over. Yep, just a little tidbit. Don't. Anyways, it all came from like, let's play some Madden. All right. As always, fellas, I love talking ball with you guys. It's amazing every single week. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode of JAMM Packed. Make sure you tune in next week. We'll probably have more polls now that the platform is designed for them. The polls are great. Love the engagement. It was awesome. Let's make sure we tune in next week as we go through the beginning of the NBA playoffs, and as we ramp up even more for the NFL draft. From all of us in JAMM Packed, man, we appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure until next week, make sure you're kind to one another. Be safe out there, and we'll see you guys next week. If not on Wednesday, next week. Later, fellas.
Yo, it's jam packed, turn the volume to the max. Every episode hitting like a fresh new track. We got the juice, the vibe, the facts. So lean in close, it's time to unpack. Mic check 1 2, we breaking the mold. Story so bold, got the heat and the cold. From culture to combo, we never play flat. Every beat, every word, yeah, jam packed. J for the jokes, A for the art, M for the moments that hit from the heart, M for the magic, the mind, the map. Put it all together, now you're jam-packed. Tune in, lock in, we're taking you higher. Fuel for your thoughts, spark for your fire. No filler, no fluff, just truth intact. This ain't just a part, it's jam-packed. Yo, it's jam-packed, turn the volume to the max. Every episode hitting like a fresh new track.